Hey parents, last week we talked about bedtime routines. Today we're going to talk about morning routines, the good old morning, right? You're trying to get them out to school, you're trying to get to work probably. It can be really stressful, and to have a routine in place helps everyone feel better and get to either school or work in a calmer place and sort of ready for their day. Okay, so you get to think about, again, like with anything, you can think about what you can do the night before, what you don't need to do. So do you do a shower and bath in the morning? Maybe not. So you can don't use that one if you wouldn't use that one. Toilet, brush teeth, brush hair, get dressed, make a bed. That's up to your family. Lunch, your child might get hot lunch at school, or you might make lunch the night before, so you could eliminate that time. Get on shoes, you got to do. Get backpack ready. You could do that the night before too. And breakfast, that can either happen at your house, or if you have a long drive, of course, you could always have them eat a little something in the car on the way to school. Making sure they get breakfast does help them, though, to have their brain ready to have their day. So you can adjust this however it works for your family. The idea, of course, is that the kids are really clear on what the expectation of them is. So the first few times you do a routine, you might want to do it with them. Then you could even have a list, like, up on the bathroom mirror or something, that reminds them of all the steps they have to do before they leave that bathroom area to go to breakfast or to go out the front door wherever they're headed next. So just to be really clear with them, it helps you and them to know sort of what you have to do. And you can even, if they like to keep track of things, you can have a list and you could put it in like a plastic sheet, and then they could take like a dry erase marker and even like cross it out or check next to it whenever they finish things. That might make them feel like accomplished, like they've gotten stuff done. One way to get kids moving a little bit sometimes with things is to set a little stopwatch, right? So you could get your timer on your phone or whatever timer you have. There are lots of timers out there. And you can say, okay, let's see if we can get all dressed and teeth brushed and hair brushed and face washed and go to the toilet in 8 minutes, and see if they can do it, right? Make it kind of gamify it, make it a game. And kids like that. It's fun, but then it also gets them moving. And or maybe if they get everything done in 20 minutes, then they get to have, like, watch a show on Disney, or they get to play a little game on their iPad before they get in the car to go to school. That can be a nice incentive for them too, to kind of get moving on things. Some little tips to help your morning go better. One thing is something called geography. So what this one specialist talks about is wherever your child sort of naturally drops their backpack when they come home from school, maybe have that be the place that the backpack lives, because that's where they're dumping it. Whether it's by the front door, or whether it's by the couch, or whether it's in the kitchen, wherever it is, put a basket there. That's your dump backpack place. Maybe the shoes even go in there. Maybe the jacket goes in there. Anything they're going to need to leave, lunchbox, whatever it is, anything they're going to need to leave goes in that one spot, so that you're not searching the whole house for those few items that you need to get to go out the door. There's nothing worse than that in the morning, not knowing where your shoes are, or not knowing where the backpack is. It sort of keeps it more simple. So put the backpack, in one location. The other piece of that's sort of a down the road thing, if you've got little guys, is if the backpack starts not being in there, all of a sudden the backpack is in their bedroom, or their backpack is in a place that maybe they're kind of keeping it more private, it might be a clue to you that you want to investigate what might be happening with the backpack, if there might be something in there that they don't want you to know about. It's just a nice thing to have in place before middle school. Let's just put it that way, because things can change sometimes in middle school. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I want to mention is, if you're finding your child is really taking forever, maybe take away some of those possible distractions, things like Legos, screens, other little toys. You can get those things out of the picture while they're getting ready. Then they can have them when they're finished getting ready, and then you don't have any battles around that. If they have younger siblings, they could sort of be in charge of the younger siblings too. That might make them feel important, and maybe they'll they'll then be able to get done themselves faster and help you with the younger sibling, which is always a nice thing. All right. I hope this helps a little bit. I hope there's something in there that was like a little nugget that was helpful. Yeah, and with the breakfast thing, going back to that, if you're a person who has a long drive, I highly recommend taking, a breakfast burrito or a little egg and a bagel or something they can eat in the car on the way to school. Preferably a little bit of protein in there for them, because protein does sort of help kids to not get hungry as early during the school day, because if they get hungry way before snack, sometimes it puts them off a little bit in class. Okay, I hope you guys have a great one. I hope there was some little nugget that was helpful to you. And again, take her with us. See what works for your family and what works for you. Okay, take care. Thank you.